Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Okay. You know, sometimes when I watch Brock TV's reviews, especially today's episode, I feel like we watched two completely different shows. I think that's kind of the fun about doing this as far as reviewing episodes and talking about it and chatting about it, is that we get to sit there and do it from our own perspectives. So I'm not saying that how he feels is wrong. I would... Uh, I, mm. Like, alright, let's talk about the whole Esmer and Spencer and Kevin and Nicholas. Spencer comes across as spoiled. Esmer comes across as pretentious and spoiled. And high maintenance, and they're saying that she wants her coffee a certain way, she wants certain fruits or whatever, she may want to sit there and redecorate her room, and I'm just like, okay. In a lot of ways, you two deserve each other. And it's really difficult that they're hearing every time Esmer talks, because she just sounds completely pretentious, and it's just very difficult just listening to her dialogue. Nicholas talks to Kevin about how he's missing Ava, and he wished that this whole thing would stop, but at least, the good, I guess consolations that he got Spencer back, and, he has a good chance of reuniting with his son, just getting back into a good place. And Spencer overhears that because that's clearly what he likes to do, and he feels a bit of remorse and I guess a bit of regret that what he's doing, but, Esmer's all like, oh, well, you got everything that you want. And I'm just sitting there thinking, well, what does she want? What does she want? I don't really understand what is her goal? I hope it doesn't take that long to sit there and find out what her end game is. Sunny and Carly. Not gonna lie. Not a lot happened in that scene. Yeah, they talked, but it just always pisses me off because ever since Sunny got home, Carly has been lying to his face by omission. Yeah, he talks about his time in the Falls a little bit, and, Carly talks about how how she misses him and everything like that. He finally gets out, like, the t-shirt, and he brings, back on the suit again. And I was very happy about that because it was very jarring since they were seeing him in flannel and mopping floors and busting tables and stuff. And it's like, alright, we need to get him back to the way he is. To the way he was. Because I just can't do it. So it was cool since they seen him with the suit. And he got a chance to talk to Ava. Got filled in on everything about the stalker and stuff, and pretty much said goodbye to Avery, and then she took off. Other than that, nothing really happened. Now Trina talks to Cam, and pretty much convinces him that, there's a good chance that the stalker's working in pairs, like Esmer and Spencer. And at first, Cam is in a little bit kind of disbelief, like, how do we know that? Are we going to be sure? Because if we're not, But more or less, he's going to go along with the plan to sit there and try to help Trina and get the stalker or whatever. I have a feeling that somebody's either going to get hurt or somebody's going to get killed. I don't know why, that's just how I feel about it. I'm feeling like past vibes of, like the Dylan and the Maxi and the Georgie stuff and the Diego stuff all over again. And stuff. And now, we got Esmer. So, yeah. Jason does get a chance to talk to Britt. And, Jason tells Britt, yo, listen, I'm not married anymore. Well, I was never really married to begin with, because Sunny's alive. Kind of fills her in on the whole thing. And even though that Britt is a little happy, like 5% happy, that, everything kind of turned sour for Jason. Because when you think about it, Jason chose Carly over her. When Sunny came back, Carly chose Sunny over Jason. There's like 5-10% that she's a little bit happy about that. But, she still, isn't a complete cold-hearted bitch. And so she does feel a little bit bad for him. She doesn't want him in pain. They do switch topics and they talk about Obrick and how she is missing somewhere. And when Jason offers to have Spinelli or Brick look into it to sit there and try to find her, she says no. And I'm like, wait, what? And she says because, she doesn't want, you got too much going on in your world already, and I don't want you to be save me or anything. And I'm like, wait, your mother is God knows where, and he's offering you his help, two of the smartest people, probably in Port Charles, and you say no because, what, your pride means more to you than finding your mother? That makes sense to you? Okay, I guess that makes sense to her. So she walks off, and that pretty much sense to her. Now, Nina does tell Maxi everything about the whole Nixon Falls thing with James, as far as Peter threatening James, and also about the whole hiding Sunny from his family. Maxi is just like, what? Now, there was two reasons why she didn't tell the cops about Peter. One was because of James, which, of course, the writers threw that in there, so that way she wouldn't look extremely bad. And two was because Peter was blackmailing her to pretty much kind of blow up her little fantasy land. And I'm going to be honest, the fact that Maxi wasn't even a little bit ticked off about that was like, what? But I guess the whole James thing was, her free pass or whatever. And Maxi does offer a bit of advice as far as, listen, stay away from Sunny, and be with his family. I know you want to sit there and try to make things right, but you got to give him some time, some space, and, revisit it at another time or whatever. You know what Nina does? The exact opposite of what Maxi says. It makes a beeline right towards him. Sunny is pretty much visiting his own grave, because that's not morbid. And he turns around and he sees Nina with that stupid, pathetic expression on her face. And I'm just like, man, this is going to be so good tomorrow. If only we had time to get to it now. Valentin and Anna, gonna be honest, don't really talk about too much of anything. I mean, yeah, they talk about Peter. I should say they don't talk about too much. They don't really do too much of anything. I mean, yeah, they talk about Peter. They talk about Peter. They talk about Nina. And of course, Valentin's that they're giving her a whole bunch of excuses. Like, oh, well, Nina only lied because of, something. And once you tell one lie, you just keep telling more and more lies. I'm like, damn, bro. Really? I get that you probably still love her and everything like that, but you're still trying to give this woman of course you're trying to give this woman excuses. And the only good thing that happens out of that whole scene, and yeah, Jax was there for like 2 minutes and didn't really serve a purpose, but yet he was still in the episode because reasons. Is that a contact called Anna, let her know about Chloe Jennings. So, being at the U.S. Constable, so they're like one more step closer to sit there and try to get Drew back. That was it. That's pretty much all I took from that whole scene. Other than that, it was completely pointless. Britt does go to see Maxi to make sure she's okay. And Jason goes to Carly, I guess, to sit there and talk about their feelings that they plan on bearing for the next, I don't know, couple of years, and if something happens to Sunny again. I mean, I said ad nauseum how I feel about that whole thing, so I'm not going to even sit there and revisit it. But, and at this point, we all know that's exactly what's going to wind up happening. They're going to sit there and talk, and be like, oh, we can't sit there and tell Sunny the truth about our feelings, and we kind of got to get back to the status quo, and yada yada yada, which, I'm going to be honest, at some point, that whole thing is going to come out, and it's going to be interesting. I just hope they don't take too long for it to come out. Now, I'm not going to lie, I know that I feel like I'm missing something. I do. And the sad thing is that I did this video 2 other times. Because I just didn't like how they came out. And I partly couldn't tell, was it because I felt like I didn't do a good job on the video, or the episode really wasn't that good. But I felt either way. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit there and do a good enough job until I feel like it's right. Even if I didn't feel like the episode was that good. Which I have a feeling like tomorrow's episode is going to be a lot better. And I think that's about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.